Okay, Ellie, it's on, it's on, it's on. Ellie wants to help us put away tarot cards today. We are changing them from May to April. So why don't you stay up here and I will hand you cards. How about that? All right. Sorry about that. So cards I worked with in May for the Weavers group. I promised this video. And I wanted to show you what I worked with because each week it was a different theme. So the decks that I ended up working with were the Inspirational Visions. It's an oracle deck and has some really cute cards in it, like Alice in Wonderland, very story booky. And with that, I paired the Fantastical Creatures Tarot as well as the Tarot of the Gnomes, because the first week or so was kind of talking about fantasy and talking about silliness and how to interact play into the everyday kind of thing. So I went ahead and I did those two. Now, Miss Ellie, I think this box is bigger than you are. So I'm going to put away the big ones and you can put away the little ones. Anyways, she was very adamant in helping. She was very, very adamant. So yes, Tarot of the Gnomes and Fantastical Creatures was the ones that I used for the first 2 weeks. And then the third week I used, right here, it was Tarot of the Moon Garden and the Sacred Forest Oracle, which surprisingly they paired very well together. Then I used my Crystal Visions Tarot, which is my main staple tarot. I just always have it with me, so it's always in my inside stuff. So I used Crystal Visions with the Mystic Sisters, and that paired really well together too. And then on my final week, like, I was going to pair the Enchanted Forest with the Forest Fae for my final week, for the, you know, at the end kind of thing. But I ended up just using the Forest Fae. So that's, and then on top of that, I worked with the Moon Oracle and did a review for US Games on that, as well as the Phantasma Tarot, which is still inside because I'm still working with it. So that's all the decks that I actually worked with in May, crazily enough. So I'm going to put them all away, and then I'll start working with new decks for June for the Weavers. And June's Weavers is about enchanted journeys. So I'm going to find some enchanted decks to use for June. So that's what I used. My favorite one, I think, to use, honestly, though, was the silliness of the Tarot of the Gnomes was fantastic, actually. It worked really well for, like, that silly kind of reading, but at the same time, still very serious. So that worked out. I think that was my favorite one to use. And then my other favorite one was the Forest Fae Oracle. Now, don't get me wrong, I liked all of my decks and I liked using all of my decks, but it's really hard to connect with a deck in such a short period of time for me. And while I'm consistently using tarot, I like to feel connected. So I think that when I go into tarot for June, I'm definitely going to be focused more on connecting with just a few decks instead of trying to connect with like 10 decks. I'm going to be doing a review for the Pastoral Tarot for US Games, as well as the Woven Spirit Oracle. So I already got both of those in, and I'll be using them this month, and then I will put a review up on US Games for those as well. Anyway, so yeah, what did you use for May for your tarot decks? And you know, I gotta work with Ellie here. She's being impatient. She really wants me to put away these tarot cards. You guys have a very great... Right, yes, we are recording and you can show them, okay? Just push that inside there. That's all you gotta do, just push it in. There you go. Good job. Yep, keep pushing. Keep pushing. Good job.